Hey y'all, AKC here, and today I'm back with another review, and this time it's a little more special. Since this review is technically, it's not 2023 yet, but it's technically the first review of 2023. And I cannot just wait to get into this. It's basically it's basically just shows like the new year, this album. I've heard a lot of good things about it. This actually came out this year, so I'm actually very late. I'm actually like a couple of months late to this album. And this is just the starting album. This is just the starting album for 2023. And from here on out, I'm gonna try to review every album I listen to. Okay, I'm gonna try to do my best, no matter what kind of attention it gets. I'm gonna try to do my best. So here we go with the Forever Story by JID. Now, if you don't know who JID is, I'll be happy to explain. He is a Georgian, Georgian rapper, slash singer, slash songwriter, who is a part of the collective slash group Dreamville with members like Eryn, Lennox, Mez, I think Smino, and most importantly, J. Cole. He's often known for being a really good rapper, having very good flows, and being a pretty conscious rapper, but also while being like pretty eclectic. He did have a couple of really good albums in the 2010s with DiCaprio 2 and The Never Story and everything. But this one was a long time coming, and people were kind of wondering where the heck he was before this, because before this last album released in like 2018, I think, he kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. And now it'll be 4 years later, he's coming back with this really good album. Really nice and diverse and good album. And I'll just get right into it. Again, I'm gonna try to not go in song order, since I seem to suck at going in song order. So I'm just gonna go with the tracks that I think they're like 10s. Well, starting with like Raydar. Great freaking intro. I love the little sample part where they go like, "Shooting stars, laser beams, deems." I really like that. I love the literally minimalistic beat and everything. I love how the whole first part's really minimalistic, and then we go to Raydar. Then we go to the second part of the song, where it's just completely different. It's more luscious. It's more in your face and everything. And JID just goes off. He goes off for no reason. He has like this really good rhyme scheme of urch. And like you're like, whoa, how is he gonna stop? Is he gonna stop? No, he just does not stop. And his flows is just immaculate. And this is pretty much what you get for all of like the really good songs on here. Like for example, Dance Now, crazy song. I love the vocal inflection that he does with his voice to make him sound like a devil, especially like I can see what he means, what he's talking about, what they talk about in the chorus, like, hey, what you do, you dance with the devil. It's like basically your last dance, because like, he takes your soul. And I love how I just really love the track. I love the vocal sample. I have no clue where it's from. It sounds like, for some reason it sounds like JID. I thought it was JID for a second, but anyway, it's just like a really great song. Then we go to Can't Punk Me, and man, this track is so good. The beat is so fast. It's so in your face. It's so direct. And not only is JID's performance, again, you see this is a constant here already. His performance is just incredible. EARTHGANG just kills it too. They all kill about just not punking them. That's pretty much what it is. At the first part of the album, which like with most rap albums like this, the first part is usually kind of more boastful in a way. And Can't Punk Me is kind of like a showing of that. You know what I mean? And like I said, EARTHGANG does great. I love the chorus. It's just such a hype track. It's so good. Then we go into surround sound, and holy crap, man! First, not only do they sample Miss Fat Booty, not Miss Fat Booty, they only use the same sample as Miss Fat Booty by Mos Def, which already is a sign. It's already a sign. They use it in a completely different way, which I did not think would be possible. Like, it's just super slowed down. It's a lot darker in a way. It's not as upbeat. I wouldn't say cheerful, but it's not as like upbeat and like playful as how the sample was used on Miss Fat Booty. It's a lot more darker and everything. I think, and first of all, again, JID does great. The choruses on here are also great, and this is one of the best choruses on here, no doubt. 21 Savage delivers like he always does now. He just delivers. And then Baby Tate, man, like it's just like a combination of things. It's like the Triforce right here. This is like the Triforce. It's just insane. And then we go to Sistanem, and why do I need? Well, I feel like I need to explain why this will be considered as a 10 track. It's 6 minutes long. It has a very constant beat. Love the bass line on the beat, and it kind of just talks about you know, problems that he's had with his familial problems that he's had with his family since he's become famous, specifically his sister, and he just goes super deep into it. And I love how he cuts off at the end, like oh yeah, when I want all that money on my cash right back and everything. Like, it's just, you can tell there's like so a lot of drama going on in his life while doing this, while you know, getting all this fame and everything. And yeah, it's insane. It's a very, very good track. Then we go to Stars, and again, why do I need to even explain why this is a good track? Like, I feel like it's pretty obvious. Very good little synth, kind of chill beginning, and the switch to, like, it's just a lot of stuff. It's like an overload of stuff. It's like Yasiin Bey or Mos Def does a phenomenal job. I do think his verse could have been a little bit better, but it's still great. And of course, like I said, keep saying, JID does just amazing too. And this song kind of just talks about, you know, looking up to different people that, you know, look up to, and, you know, your inspirations and everything. Which makes sense why Yasiin Bey is on here. In fact, obviously, I'm pretty sure you probably noticed this, but Yasiin Bey is on here, and the sample for Miss Fat Booty's on here too. I sense a correlation here. Yeah, obviously JID is probably very inspired by Mos Def / Yasiin Bey. Then we go to Money, and wow, I love this track. Kind of just talks about his relationship with money as he's grown up from, you know, poverty and everything. And the beat, oh my gosh, it's so playful, it's so fun. I love, like, the kids in the chorus too. Like, when I like the specific part where like I take your money, I'll leave you stink, and the girl's like, you stink. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I can't. It's just hilarious. It's hilarious, but it's also just like such a good track. I love the beat. I love, like, the drums, boom 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 boom. It's, man, it's just like a very enjoyable track. I the beat can constantly get stuck on my head. And obviously, Lauder 2. Again, well, I don't even explain why this is a 10 track. Very diverse track with a lot of like really different influence. You got, like, a little bit experimental in there. There's a little experimental. You have some alternative R&B, a little gospel. Then you also have, like, some Detroit trap. Like, it's just, and JID, it feels like you could. I feel like the one negative of this album is that near to, like, you know, Can't Make You Change, it does kind of, like, slow down a lot. But Lauder 2, it feels like you can tell that JID was like, okay, I'm kind of tired. And then he takes up all of his, like, lasting energy and just puts it into those last 2 verses. And he just goes off. He kind of just talks about, I feel like, just him up to this point of him releasing this album and this song. And it just sounds amazing. And Ravyn, Lenae, and Eryn, they do great too. I think it's kind of ironic that I'm, like, commenting Ravyn Lenae since I really didn't like her other album, Hypnos, but this is a good track. It's obviously a good track, and I love her performance on here. She does great. Both of them do great. Let's go to the 9 tracks. Crack Sandwich. Really love the dark beat. Kind of reminds me of Confetti for some reason. I think it's because I think I imagine it of sounding it something completely different, but it doesn't, and I really like that. I really, really like that. And it kind of just talks about how, even though they have all these, you know, familial problems, which actually is a constant theme throughout this album, they're still family, and they still can get through it. It's just a great track. Then we have Bruddanem, which is completely different from Sistanem. It's a lot more chilled. It's a lot more laid back. It's still serious, but not as serious. And again, it just talks about how he would do anything for his brothers, sisters, or his brothers, or in other words, Bruddanem. And I'm going to assume Bruddanem probably means, like, you know, like really close, like friend or brother or something. And I think also what I realized is that I think it also, you know, maybe relate to how, like, you know, he has, like, brother problems or sister problems. in a way. You know what I mean? With Sistanem and Bruddanem and Problem, all ending in M and everything. That's something I kind of just caught. Then we go to Better Days again. This one kind of just makes sense. It kind of just is like a real quick sum up of like this point of the album of him just talking about better days. It's a lot more. It's a really optimistic view on stuff, and instead of looking on the days in sadness, back in the day in sadness, they look back in the day for like happiness, which is completely different, and I really love that. Then we go to the 8 out of 10 tracks. Only 2 Just in Time. Only 3 Galaxy. Great little intro. Great little neo soul intro. It kind of shows the mood and the vibe of the album in a way. Then we go to Kody Blue 31. Kind of an introduction to the more familial type of part of the album. Very good again. I feel like this one has like an overload of sound to it. There's like so many vocals going on in the track that it kind of gets like too overwhelming. Not in a good way. It's good. I still think it's good, but I think it could be better. I think it could have been a little shorter. Because it kind of feels like it drags out, but it's still great. And then Just in Time. Again, I think Kenny Mason is kind of weak on here, but JID and Lil Wayne, especially Lil Wayne. Wow, Lil Wayne absolutely pops off like he's always does on features, and it's great. And then finally we get to the lowest rated track, Can't Make You Change, and also my least favorite track. I just don't like this track. I think it like kind of drags on, especially after Sistanem. It kind of feels a little too long. I would have kind of preferred if they put Just in Time after Sistanem, but honestly, that probably wouldn't make any sense. So I can understand it. Overall, any other critiques or pluses about this album? All I gotta say is I think it kind of drags out near the end, and that's pretty much all. I think it's kind of long, kind of a little bit too long. Probably because all those other albums are actually shorter, a little bit shorter than this one. So this one like clocks at 59 minutes, so pretty much an hour. So you definitely feel it, but it's still great. It's still like barely any flaws within it. It's like none of the songs are bad. There's some songs are just less good than others. And yeah, so I think final verdict overall, I think it's like a 9. It's a 9 out of 10. Very strong 9 out of 10. And it could change to a 9.5. But for now, I'm feeling a 9 out of 10. What do you think about this album? Are there any other albums that like are similar to this that you think I should check out? And yeah. Hope you guys liked the video. And see ya.